a lot of where we're in right now is because of breaches of protocol at our quarantine. So yes, there was some laxity indeed, but maybe not on the part of the greater public as a whole, but maybe as on the part of those who man our quarantine.
Indeed, and there were a number of military that were breaking lockdown protocols. How much did that play into this current outbreak?
I think it's accurate to say that it's played the whole vital part of where we are right now. It took one soldier to have contracted the virus and then break protocols and then have his friends do the same thing for the now very dangerous variant of COVID-19 to be back in the community and traveling very fast too.
Yes, so authorities have confirmed the Indian variant B1617. Now, how concerned are they by this?
Well, they've tried to temper their sentiment and say that they treat every variant of COVID-19 as being dangerous and as being scary. But I think it's accurate to say that everybody, both the authorities and the public, is quite frightened, especially with all of the visuals coming out of India right now and the way that their health system is crippled. They're a much bigger country with a lot more equipment, and they're the country we send our people to when they need medical treatment. So they're definitely worried. The whole country is on very high alert.
And of course, the government has not ruled out a nationwide lockdown if this virus continues to spread. What's actually happening at the moment to try and contain it?
Well, right now, they've halted all travel in or out of the country, as well as between the islands, in an effort to contain the virus. The main Central Eastern Division, which houses the capital, Suva, and 3 other smaller towns, is now completely on a lockdown with people kept within containment zones. There's some freedom of movement, but people are staying within allocated areas and boundaries in an effort to stop the virus in its tracks, so to speak. And so there is indication that we will go on a nationwide lockdown if current efforts to get people to stay indoors and to mask up does not work.
And to your earlier point, do you think more broadly people have been compliant and have been doing the right thing?
I think for the most part, Fijians, especially when the virus first came and devastated the entire country in terms of our economic activity, have complied. People have stayed in, people have abided by government regulations, but it's been an entire year. It was exactly a year to the day when protocols were breached and the virus is back in the country. So people have had the belief that we were safe now, that we were good, and that all of the cases that were coming in were being stopped at the border. So maybe there was a little bit of comfort, but certainly not laxity, at least not on the part of the people.
Of course, you talked about the economic fallout, and tourism is such a big part of your economy. This is now ending any chance of a tourism bubble with Australia and New Zealand in the short term, isn't it?
It is, and especially ironically, when the day that it was announced that we had breaches at the quarantine was the very day that the Trans-Tasman bubble had opened up. And so our government had been looking forward to the opportunity to prove to our neighbours, especially given that they're both our major supplier of visitors, that we were in a position to move on into a new normal. But given the situation now and the extent at which this virus is travelling through the country quite quickly, one could say that it would be far off now, the idea of opening up to anyone.
Well, we'll keep an eye on things. Good to talk to you. Thanks, Lethe.
Inaka.